Time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Suck Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Hey, what's going on? Hello, welcome to the KVJ show. Good to see everybody here today. Y'all looking fresh, frisky,
fresh,
ready to go at this thing?
So fresh and so clean.
Okay, that's all good. How's your, I guess it's not bachelor. What do you call it when there's a female that is loaning it without her mate?
It's called Awesome
Bachelorette,
Pad?
I guess. Your bachelorette pad?
Chick pad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me and Mags, and Mags is very low maintenance, and so I've just kind of been like doing whatever I want. It's awesome.
Is it just like wine and Netflix every night? Or?
I caught up on all my Housewives show yesterday. I caught up on Queen of the South yesterday.
Wow.
I ate a bag of chips with my feet up and just had no interruptions.
That's what I was figuring you were doing. I was wondering. I could see he's in a robe, kick back, slippers on.
I just loved it. It was so nice.
When do they come back?
Thursday.
Okay.
Later in the day.
All right.
Otherwise known as Doomsday.
Doomsday.
No,
Here they come.
Just kidding.
That's right.
I miss them, but not a lot.
Well, it's nice to have a little change of okay.
I don't know if they miss you either.
I miss them, but not a lot.
I wonder if you guys say, we're doing good up here too.
Well, there you go. There's the love.
No, it's nice to have a vacation from mom responsibilities.
Sure.
It's just nice to be able to enjoy laying in my house without screaming and toy throwing, and it's just different.
There's a lot of ladies out there right now very jealous of what you got.
I highly recommend you send your husband and son away for a few days. It's really cool.
Okay, Buffalo's a good distance, huh?
Buffalo's perfect.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to it. It is the Tuesday KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, Bam Margera is really not seeing what's going on around him. We told you he got fired from the upcoming Jackass movie that they're doing. They were filming it, and he had a clause in his contract that said basically, if Bam can't stay sober, Bam can't stay on the movie.
Wow.
And so Bam couldn't stay sober, and Johnny Knoxville and the producers said, I'm sorry, you got to go.
Right.
And so now Bam Margera has been all over social media, ripping on Johnny Knoxville, saying what a dirtbag he is. But really, it's just about Bam not being able to be clean and sober and function on a movie set.
I think he's doing tell-all interviews. I think he's rolling over on the Jackass crew because he's butthurt he's not involved.
But, guys like Steve-O stepped up yesterday on his social media and said, look, the two people that you're saying are wronging you, Johnny Knoxville and the movie director, these are the same two guys that organized my intervention, which saved my life. Everybody bent over backwards to get you in this movie. All you had to do was not get loaded. But you've continued to get loaded, and it's that simple. We all love you every bit as much as we say we do, but nobody who really loves you can enable you or encourage you to stay sick.
Huh, yeah.
And so that's it right there. I mean, Steve-O's been through it.
It's a pretty big response from Steve because he doesn't call him a jerk. He says, we love you.
We love you, but you're the problem. Keep doing all these interviews like nobody else is at fault but you, Bam. Mm-hmm. Hopefully Bam hears it. Somebody else who needs to hear it, Josh Duggar's pregnant wife, Anna, is apparently sticking by him and does not believe the child porn on his computer was his.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Say that out loud. This is a guy who's already had a past of doing all kinds of awful things, including to his own sisters when he was younger. She doesn't believe the charges against him and apparently continues to bring his kids around him for supervised visits because the court has said that's the only way he's allowed to see his kids. That's weird. And finally here, Rebecca Black has new music, Kevin. Are you excited?
Oh, yeah. Remember her from the old Friday Jam?
Fun. I can't think of a lyric to write.
I mean, she ain't lying though. I mean,
Yeah.
The Weekend, fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's not the
No, that's the
old
old
one.
one.
Okay, here's the new one.
Yes, this is a song called Worth It for the Feeling. What do you think about the new Rebecca Black?
Give me Friday. I like Friday.
Aw.
She's trying to legit go do something with that song.
It's a more mature
Yeah,
sound.
it is. Yeah, I think she even dropped some profanity in that. So not the old Rebecca Black you knew from Friday.
That's the new thing in pop music. You got to throw at least one curse word in there now.
I can't believe how filthy pop music is today. When I was a kid, and I know I sound like grandpa over here, but they never used to swear back in my music.
Sweet Denny says any kind of new song drops, he has
Yeah.
to listen to, no matter who it could be a Celine Dion song. We don't even play her. He has to
Right.
check all kind of new music.
They
out.
do. It's like you're not a cool enough song unless you drop an F-bomb or get really graphic.
Your girl Ariana Grande cursing up a storm.
Oh, she
Yep.
has so many curse words. That's why I like her.
Okay.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
Did y'all see that crazy video? A baseball player in the Dominican Republic. He was so upset with the umpire. He took the bat, hit him with the bat.
Hit the umpire
Hit
with
the
the bat?
umpire, went up to him and smacked him with the bat. Then he took the
What?
helmet, threw it at the umpire. I guess the bat like nicked him or him somewhat,
Yeah.
but the umpire was still able to stand up. It turns into this big brawl. This baseball player was so upset, nobody could keep him down.
Whoa.
Almost like he was on PCP or something.
Whoa.
He was so insane. And
Yeah.
it's a crazy video on TMZ. But it got me thinking, me playing organized sports for so long in my youth, all the way up until my young adult career.
Yeah.
You know, I was involved in baseball till about 20, 25, 26. I saw so many fights go down
Yeah.
to the point where we were playing a team where a kid got on the field and he was swinging a bat at other players that I was on. And when that happens, you kind of feel like if he comes at me, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to defend myself.
Yeah.
You being in the youth softball leagues for so long, did you see anything crazy like that?
Nothing to that point. I mean, there were some skirmishes that happened. I remember when I played high school baseball, one of our coaches took a dad and, they used to have that barrel with the bats in it, and he threw them in that, and they had a big fight in the dugout.
Yeah,
Picked him up and threw him in a barrel?
Yeah. We picked him up, threw him in the barrel.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we were like, whoa, it was awesome.
This was intense too. Back in the 80s when I was playing, this is Little League Baseball back in Lake Park. A parent got so mad at one of the other coaches, he took his car and chased him on the field with it.
Oh, my.
And the weird thing is, no one got arrested. It wasn't in the news.
Yeah.
And it was like no one ever talked about it ever again.
I know. All that stuff, yeah.
It was
Now
different.
Everything's documented and people gets blown up. You're gonna wind up, you're gonna do some time,
When
stuff like that.
My dad used to work at Kelsey Park, a tennis place, and a guy got so mad at another guy, he ran to his van and picked out a sword and was chasing the guy with a sword.
That's
Good
insane.
Lord, not a sword.
I know. I mean,
That's
people,
crazy.
But these are all games that don't really mean anything.
No.
Nobody told him he wasn't in a kung fu movie.
I mean, the Lake Park guy that drove after this is 10-year-old kids playing baseball. It means nothing.
No, nothing at all.
If you get a chance, check out the video. It's pretty crazy.
It is amazing how amped up people get over stuff that honestly really doesn't mean anything. I mean, I look back at all the games we got so emotional about that my daughter played in. I don't remember hardly any of them.
Well, you talked about that one dad that was hitting ground balls to his kid, getting all mad and screaming. The kid was 9 years old, and
Yeah, that
what's
was
the
it.
point?
That was when my son had just started off doing baseball, and one of the coaches, he was losing his mind. The kids weren't doing very well. They were 8 at the time, and he just started zinging the balls, and he was hitting line drives where we're zinging past these kids. The kids weren't of a skill level that they could catch the ball.
Okay.
And I saw one zip right past a kid's face. If it would have hit him in the face, kid would have had some kind of skull fracture or something. And I said to another dad, I said, either you're going out there to stop him or I am. I said, because I'm not going to sit back and watch this happen. I said, this guy's lost his cool, and this coach needs to sit down for a second, take a time out. because he's going to seriously hurt a kid, and he's going to regret what he's going to do. He really needs somebody to step in. It's got a cooler head right now.
He didn't have the right temperament for the trade.
No, that was about the only time I ever intervened with something.
There's so much stuff that went on in sports that would never be, you wouldn't see it today. I mean, my college baseball coach deliberately hit me in the hip with the ball and then called me the P word.
Penis head?
Pizza face.
Pizza face.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
And then laughed about it, too. Like, you're going to do nothing about it, bitch.
That's edgy.
It is.
You couldn't do that today.
There's no way. If you did it now, it would be a national story. I have two things that happen to me on a baseball field that would be national stories now today that just it wouldn't fly.
Abuse from a coach?
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time. It just wouldn't fly.
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, today is Big D, Denny's big day. He gets his second shot for his vaccine today, and then he is done.
Wow, okay.
I want to let you know, too, Bird, when you're ready to go, I'll take you.
Yeah, I saw the comments on Denny's post, and it wasn't at all
Polarizing.
controversial or polarizing. It was a fun read. Oh, my gosh. People mad at Denny's. People happy for Denny's.
People should just do what they're going to do themselves and not worry about anybody else. But I just want to throw that out there for you as well, Jay Bird. I'll be happy to take you, make a little video that people can yell at you about.
I can't wait. It's pretty much every video I do.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds like fun. I did see that 2/3 of Americans somewhat or strongly believe the government should mandate the COVID vaccine. So I guess that means that like your job should be able to force you into getting the vaccine. But only 50% said that establishments like restaurants, stadiums, and stores should have vaccine passports to allow admission. Now, we're in a different state, so we've got different guidelines, I believe, for us. But that's what the rest of America is saying. A lot of people think that you should have to get it. So there you go, Jay Bird. Can't wait for that post.
America is watching.
Everyone is waiting to yell at you.
Mm-hmm. What I got on my mind here today, can't believe I'd say this, but I think I would buy A-Rod's makeup. Alex Rodriguez is launching a makeup line for men called the Blur Stick. And it makes sense. And to me, honestly, I've thought for the longest time they should have this for guys. I still, every now and then, will wear some makeup if something happens. Like, for instance, I wore makeup not too long ago. Remember when I had those 3 bizarre bug bites on my face?
Yes.
And I'm like, what the heck? And I had to do a photo on one of those days. And I'm like, I can't be in a photo with this big old beacon of a bite. It was big old round and red. And so my wife had some concealer and she put it on there and you didn't know I had the bug bites because it took the red out and it just looked, you couldn't tell.
Normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's basically what A-Rod's makeup is. It's a skin concealer to hide up skin imperfections if something like that happens, whether you got a weird zit or you got a bug bite or something like that. It's $17 and it's available in 8 different shades. I'm probably going to go on the lighter end.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this, too, is it's with a wellness company that he and Jennifer Lopez became investors in together last year called Hims and Hers.
I wonder if it's just going to be Hims and Hims alone.
Right. It's now Hims and Hims.
She's going to back away and go, that's all you.
I'm wondering. So I was like going, yeah. I'm like, how many guys out there? I mean, there's no stigma on wearing concealer, right?
No.
I don't think there should be.
There's even guy liner out there.
Yeah, I'm sure that someone will always give you crap about it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2021. It's not crazy at all.
If your guy, if as a guy you're going to wear it, you got to make sure you blend it properly because you don't want it to show prominently that you're wearing it. Now, if somebody gets really, really close to you and can see, that's one thing. I mean, you probably will be able to see if you get really, really close, but you want to blend.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia's got some lipstick too. I think would go great with your beard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try it out. I'm up for anything, baby. Okay, got some random questions, including one that's got almost 2,000 comments so far on the KVJ Show Facebook page. A lot of people got a lot to say about what's the most annoying personality trait somebody can have. Negativity, entitlement, being rude. Those are some of the top ones that are up there. Narcissistic.
I mean, they're all in the pocket.
Being loud, a liar. Is getting a lot of shouts. Do you have one that kind of jumps out to you? more than anything.
I think liar and untrustworthy. I mean, that's got to be the worst, right?
Untrustworthy is well, because you can't be yourself, and if you are yourself, you feel like you're going to get, burned.
You got to run from that person.
Yeah. Another big shout out, a lot of people saying racism, obviously, is a very tasteless one to have.
Yeah, that kind of personality, anyone that's got hatred or
murderous,
awfulness in their heart is the worst.
Those go without saying.
Lisa had said food and drink pushers. They take it so personally if you don't want to eat their donut, cupcake, cookie, etc. That's what she calls out. It's a personality trait. Not that anybody in here would ever do anything like that.
Lisa needs to settle down.
Even somebody said the know-it-all. There's a couple of those.
The one that has to, let you know how wrong you are all the time.
Well, they think they know everything, and especially this is a know-it-all era when you're going through a pandemic, the politics that we have. Somebody that's like they feel like they have every single answer.
Yeah, you see it on social media all the time.
They know everything about everything, even in a confusing era. Somehow they have all the clarity and they have all the answers for you, and they're happy to tell you about it.
The most annoying is when you know someone's calling you out for something, and you know they're wrong for them calling you out for being wrong.
Right?
Like, guys, what are you talking about?
Yeah. So if you want to jump in on that, that is up on the KVJ Show Facebook page right now. Got another random question. What insult from your childhood do you still think about? Is there anything that jumps out? Now, when you're a fat kid, you got a lot of insults.
Yeah. I know you carry a lot of that pain, Kevin.
Well, it is what it is. It was a lot of stuff. I do remember one of the first ones because I was really kind of confused by it. One of my friend's moms, she had said to me, she's like, boy, you look really husky. And I didn't know what that meant. I was like, okay, I was kind of confused. And I still even remember it vividly. I was maybe kindergarten, first grade. And I remember asking my mom, what does husky even mean?
Oh.
And she's like, that's the kid that's a little bit bigger. And so I was like, bigger?
Sick.
Yeah. Oh. And
so wait a minute.
It all started to kind of sink in. Right with that one comment. I was a little bit of a fat kid back in the day. So that's one that goes pretty early when opens up the chapter of pain.
Yeah, I was probably first grade. It couldn't have been any older than second grade. And this one kid who was a sixth grader named Jonathan would always call me Brillo Pad because of my hair. Hey, Brillo Pad. Hey, Brillo Pad. And then when I wouldn't look, he would come up behind me and smack both ears like that.
Oh.
To where you'd get that big, terrible ringing in your ear. And I was so small compared to him.
You should get a Nard kick for that.
Just zoned in on me for some reason. They back at Lake Park Elementary, they had the kindergarten kids and sixth grade kids. All of them were all hanging out on the same blacktop area.
That's not good.
It was the 80s, so a lot of bad ideas back then.
The 80s needed to get it together.
They really did.
Mm-hmm.
You got kids smacking babies in the ear.
Called them Brillo Pad.
Terrible.
Do you have one that stands out to you, Virginia? An insult from your childhood?
I mean, I think, I didn't struggle with weight. I actually was the opposite. I was super skinny and bony, so I caught a lot of flack for that. Boy, I wish I still had that quality today. I think that, pencil leg or whatever.
Okay.
Pencil leg. Oh, man, how did you recover?
I know, right?
Me and Kevin are telling
the pain.
Heartbreaking bully story. She comes to you with pencil legs.
I did have buck teeth, so I was called Bucky.
All right. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more.
Now we're in some real pain.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Oh, yeah, those teeth. Oh, boy.
Well, from a kid to being an adult, your anxiety and what it is that bothers you really changes. So what would you say right now is your biggest anxiety currently in your life? Biggest anxiety, thing that stresses you out.
Gosh, honestly, there's too much that I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to sound like a neurotic head case.
It's a lot of stuff.
I think about too much sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, on the wrong day, it could be, oh my gosh, why are we here? What's the purpose of this? Who are we as a species? The Earth? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
Sometimes I struggle with that.
I think I worry most about my kids. You know, even though Mags is great, I fear for her because she's so sweet and innocent, and I feel like she'd be easily damaged or hurt by people's words or actions, and I just want to protect her from any kind of pain, but I know I can't, and that is a struggle in my head.
Okay. I'd say probably my biggest anxiety is just doing the show every day.
I mean, this is goes without saying. But other than the show, is there anything else in your personal life that gives you anxiety? For example, I know if I have to go to a big structured spot somewhere downtown or a big stadium, if I don't have a few drinks in me, I can't do that sober. That stresses me out because it comes with all these other problems.
Yeah. I would say probably biggest anxiety that I got is, I am always around headstrong women. So balancing out relationships in my family. My mom is that way. My wife is that way. Virginia's definitely that way. I'm like the most laid back, peaceful dude. I'm not Denny's, but I'm close. And so that's always kind of a tough thing for me because, yeah, when you got soft, buttery, warm butter Kev running up against tough women, it's like you're like, wait, what? Why is this a problem? I don't know. Why are we fighting?
I'll never be surprised if you just don't show up one day and you text me, Bird, I decided to drive north.
Yeah,
I won't be shocked.
Me and your dad, we're just gonna take off.
Well, don't forget to pick me up too.
Oh, okay.
No, he's leaving you here with me.
I know.
Okay, and one other random question. What adult problem did no one properly prepare you for? There's a lot of stuff, I would say, and honestly, one for me was conflict negotiation. I don't feel like I was properly prepared for that. And honestly, reading people, understanding people, it was something that, not to say I'm a master of it, but I was forced into it because I always just would, and I grew up in a family where we really kind of just ignored it and we would just bury it and turn away from it. And then I realized later on in life, a lot of it dealing with this show, you can't do that. You need to just have an uncomfortable conversation and get right at it and talk about things. And if you come from a place of love and if you find common ground to say, look, we care about this together, so let's go on ahead and work out some of this sideline stuff. That would probably be it. No one really prepared me for how to properly deal with conflict. And it's inevitable in life. And trust me, I tried at every corner to always ignore it, pretend like it wasn't happening, but it does. So that would be mine. Virginia, do you have something you feel like an adult problem nobody properly prepared you for?
Yeah, I think, my parents always struggled with finances, and that was a big source of a lot of conflict in their marriage, and they fought a lot about money because my mom, probably spent more than she should, and my dad was upset about it. But I don't think they understood how to properly manage their money. And so if they don't understand, they can't teach their children, and certainly didn't set me up to be able to figure things out financially on my own. I had to go through it, and I went through that phase where I got all these credit cards and thought, woo, it's free money. Let's just go crazy. Yeah. And then you get hit with the slap of reality that, oh my gosh, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say financial stuff.
Okay.
The stuff that, poor parents just don't know, so they can't teach.
What would you say, Jay Bird?
I think organization and being consistent with... My family was very inconsistent, even with organizing. There'd be a month, all of a sudden, where the house is going to be in order and everyone's doing this, and you're going to bed at 8 o'clock, and then a month later, the house is messy, and you're going to bed at 11 p.m. It just was so inconsistent and so unorganized, and I think that's kind of my personality sometimes. I struggle with kind of not going to extremes with every aspect of my life. I'm never in the middle.
Right.
I'm up or I'm down. Yeah. It's just the way I am.
Yeah.
My mom was a lot
I'm high
like that.
or I'm low.
I think I'm more high than I'm low, but I think all of that affects even organization.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going, everything's going well, I'm organized. But if something goes awry or askew, it all falls apart. And I think that's what I learned.
Okay. Okay, you know anybody that you feel like is burning their kids out? Can definitely see this, and I witness this a lot. You're talking about how I used to coach softball, and man, I would see this with a lot of parents, and it is kind of a tough divide between writing your kids too hard and then letting them be complete and total slackers. So how do you find that soft little middle? The email that we got here, mail@kvjshow.com, says, my sister's kids do absolutely everything under the sun in terms of after-school activities, sports, dancing, languages, piano, you name it. The poor things are absolutely exhausted, and now she's got the audacity telling me that my kids should be doing more. I know it's not right to interfere with other people's parenting, but I feel like going to my sister and telling her to shove it, and also say, hey, you know what? While we're at it, the rest of the people in the family think you should be easing up on your kids. They're burning out. Look at them. They always got dark rings under their eyes, and they're pretty grumpy, to tell you the truth. So, yeah, I don't think either sister is right here in this, because she is right. She acknowledges that. You really kind of got to let parents parent, and that's the way it is. If you really cared about, your nieces and nephews, do you say something? If you do, you do it in a loving manner, but is it going to change? Probably and likely not.
Look, I have sisters. Here's what happened is she threw a bomb at the one sister.
Right.
Now the sister's got to throw a bomb back at her until they both feel good.
It's not enough to deflect. You got to deflect, then attack.
Why be the bigger person when you can fight with your family?
Yeah, this is going to escalate. It's going to get to a point. It's going to get ugly. I don't think you want to go down that path. I think just saying, hey, you know what? I respect what you're doing with your kids. That's all great. They're your kids to choose what you want, but I'm going to do something a little bit different with mine. That's the beautiful thing about being a parent. You get to make your own choices, right or wrong.
And you got to be really careful, too, not to stick your nose in what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if it's family, sometimes you got to stay out of it.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. That is the right play. But, asking that question, how do you find that sweet spot? And it might differ from child to child, even within one family. When do you know to push your kid more, and when do you know to hit the brakes and ease up on them?
It sounds like those kids are doing too much. I mean, all the things you just named, that feels like a lot, but I don't know.
I know in many parts of America, and especially here in South Florida, it's very competitive. They feel like we got to get our kids starting at an early age, doing all these different things, or else we just don't stand a chance later on in life. And I think you're different as you get down to your second, third, fourth kid, where you start to realize, you may have the gas on with the first kid thinking, oh, they got to do all these things and it matters. And after a while, you see that it doesn't. I'll tell you the lessons that I learned just from coaching softball is how many parents were driving and riding their daughters so hard that those daughters would burn out and they would quit softball by 12 or 14. That was kind of an average age of dropping out of it because they just burn out. And the girls that were superstars at 9 and 10 were done playing by the age of 13.
You see a lot of kids fall off right when they get into high school because that is when it gets crazy. It does start to get crazy in high school.
Well, they start dating and they just also too revolt against all this pressure that they don't want to do. And the one thing that you have to do, and what I did figure out when it came to that, is trying to find your kids' passions and then assist them and push them and give them all the resources they can want, whatever that desire might be. But when you push your passions on your kid or force them to do things they don't want to do, I haven't ever seen it really turn out well.
Yeah, you got to talk to them and say, okay, what do you want to do? And then figure out, okay, what can we afford? What can we juggle with our schedules?
Yeah.
What can we manage? But if you're not starting with the kid and what makes them happy, you're totally doing it wrong.
Yeah, I pretty much told my son Cannon now, that's where I am after getting through the twins, that I'm here to go out, play ball with you, whatever you want, anytime, any camps, whatever. We'll do that. We'll find a way to make it work for you. And if you don't say anything to me, I'm not going to force you to do it.
Does he want to play baseball still?
No.
He doesn't.
No.
Tell him that Jay Bird will show him how to do the tiny dancer. It's a pitch that kids will not hit.
Yeah.
That might excite him. Probably
Okay.
not, though. Never, you don't have to tell him that.
He'd probably ignore you and mumble something back to you. You wouldn't understand. That'd be about the end of it.
Play some video
Yeah,
games.
play some video
My
games.
dad's friend's weird.
Yeah. Okay. Got some celebrity birthdays today. Couple of shout outs. One, gotta say a happy birthday to Cillian Murphy. He is 45 years old. He was in one of the Batman movies where he played the really good bad guy in that. And he's also more prominently on Peaky Blinders, if you watch that. He's the main star of that show.
I'm not sure who you're talking about, but was he born with bad guy face? Some guys just have bad guy face.
He kind of does. He's really good at being able to play that easily unhinged
Okay.
kind of person. So, yeah, he does have that look. Mike Myers, remember him? He has kind of made a little bit of a comeback, at least in commercials for the Super Bowl. Used to be on Saturday Night Live, Wayne and Garth, Wayne's World, all that kind of stuff.
He was in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's 58 today. Got several other birthdays here. Gwen is turning 4. Happy birthday, Mom, Dad, Emma, and baby Logan.
Aww.
Got a photo of her there. Getting ready to dig into some birthday cake, it looks like.
Cutie.
Yeah, great photo. Also, shout out to the twins, Ashley and Aiden, for the big 16th birthday from Mom, Dad, Blake, and the dogs Benson and Gus. Also, Neil Armstrong. Yes, that's his real name. Happy birthday from Engineer Keith.
I wonder how, if that's a kid named that. How many times people have said that?
Also, Aiden, happy 17th birthday. She received awards for honor roll, algebra, chemistry, English, and Christian character. Very nice. From Mom, Dad, Tristan, Willie Nelson, and Dolly Parton. Okay. She's got some famous friends, apparently.
I think they named their cat and dog Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton. That's
pretty good.
That's awesome.
And happy 25th birthday to my mama. Love, Caitlin, your baby girl. Love of your life. So there you go. Thanks for those birthday wishes. You got one you want to get on the KVJ show? You can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Jaybird needs to make some changes. Well, that's at least what some people are telling him. They apparently were slightly alarmed by some things that they noticed or maybe heard yesterday on the KVJ show.
Who are these people, first of all?
Well, I got a sister out there in Oregon. It's all about me getting a sleep study done and then getting my house cleansed with all of the ghosts. Give up on all this ghost stuff because some people think there's a correlation of me not sleeping.
Well, somebody said that at the end of the show. If you missed yesterday, you came in here talking about how you hadn't pretty much slept all weekend. It had been like 50 hours since you had slept. And at the end of the show, somebody said, you know, that seems to be a trait of spirits, especially ones that might be a little bit more sinister, is that they try to keep you awake so you can't sleep, so you're not in your right mind, so they can really mess with you.
I have been, especially at this new house, I have been desperately trying to capture some more footage. I've got cameras around and I'm not catching anything. Even stuff that I feel like is an experience, I go back to look at it and I go back to that and nothing's coming up. So I've been really trying to get another home run with this ghost stuff because the last one did so well and you know how that goes. And still, even with that, I was getting a lot of crap. People still think that was fake.
But your sister might be right. You're paying the price trying to get all this ghost stuff with sacrificing your own sleep schedule.
And even if the ghost stuff, you know, it's not the ghost stuff, just the idea of trying to capture it, maybe subconsciously it's keeping me up at nighttime. And I don't know if that's true or not. I am struggling with my sleep. I know people are always constantly saying, well, do you think it's the ghost? When I like this last weekend when I struggled, I didn't have any ghost experience. I just was I was having insomnia experience.
Right.
So is that a sleep thing or is that a ghost thing?
I am not an expert on it. All I know is that there's nothing worse than being tired, especially with what we do. And I pursue sleep like crazy. And so I would be tortured to be in a situation like you were walking in on a Monday without sleeping for 50 hours would be devastating for me.
I made a deal with my old. I said I'm not going to quit the ghost stuff because people, you know, a lot of people that listen to Weird and whatever, they're into it. You know,
and you love it.
I do love it. I really do. My goal is to legit capture something on camera where nobody can say, oh, that's fake, or at least bring the naysayers over a little bit more. I get it. I want really good proof. So I said, I'm not giving up the ghost stuff, but I will go do a sleep study. Let's see what's going on. Can the sleep study say, oh, yeah, Pennington, you've got ghost disease?
You might have that apnea. You
I
might
don't know.
have that
Sleep
thing
apnea,
where you can't breathe and that wakes you up. That's legitimately a real reason that people can't sleep.
Yeah, when I'm really, really tired, I'm talking dog ass tired, I will go under and it feels like someone's I feel like I'm about to die. I'm being murdered in my sleep. And I'm like I'm coming out of the water or something. I finally get out and go, oh, I didn't die. They didn't get me in my dream this time. That's what it feels like.
Right.
Someone's attacking me.
Do you
almost.
feel like it's ever tied to your breathing where you're gasping for air?
No, it's always tied to the nightmare. the night terror. Something's going on in there, and it's all going down. They're about to throw me, off the building, or the dragon's trying to eat me. And I'm like, God, I wake up.
Yeah, we need to get you some drugs.
I don't.
We need to.
I've done that before, though. I've been on sleep drugs before, and that made things real bad.
I don't think sleep drugs are what you need.
They're not, and I know that in my heart they're not what I need. That's why I haven't taken any.
That's a Band-Aid, and I'm telling you, some of those sleep drugs are terrible.
And I always get, Bert, smoke a joint, but guys, I've tried all that stuff. Yeah. That doesn't always work.
Mm-hmm. Do they have sleep coaches? Because I know just in my own pursuits of trying to get great sleep, I've gone through and I've learned a lot of things. There's things from having the right bed to blankets to the right temperature to watching what you eat, consume, watching what you watch, what you listen to. There's just all these different things you can do. How you prepare your mind, what you do for sleep, not looking at your phone before.
You're right.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if there's a coach that can go through that observes what you do and say, here are things you're doing that will help you sleep. Here are the things you're doing that have been known to hurt sleep. Here's a lot of patterns that you have to change all these behaviors in your life if you ever care to get good sleep.
And I know a lot of people are calling me out in a good way. Don't do caffeine. Don't watch murder specials. That stuff I come in here, I talk to you guys about. I love caffeine. I love soda. I watch a murder special. But
Dateline and a big gulp goes really well.
And it really does. But I don't do that all the time. There will be times where I go, you have to not drink soda. Don't do the murder specials. And even with that, there's still issues there. So I think a sleep study might be necessary, because even taking out the soda, even taking out the murder, it's still kind of screwy.
Okay.
It's more of the nightmares, man.
We should look into this for you, because I'm sure it's covered by insurance. Look at how much it's affecting your health and your well-being. I'm sure that they've got this on our plan.
Yeah, I think I'm doing okay. I think my sister heard the broadcast yesterday, me talking about how tired I am. She's like, well, dude, you're
50 hours of no sleep is not doing okay.
It was not. Yesterday was a bad day for me, just physically.
Yeah.
And I know people don't like when I bitch and moan, but dog, this is my life. This is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I send ideas to Kevin. He talks about it if he wants to. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I think it's fascinating stuff, what you're going through. I know a lot of people deal with that. I see the comments about people that can't sleep, and I'm like, I love that. That's terrible. Now, I can't relate. You may be in a situation where there's just no remedy for what you got going on. And if that's the case, man, I definitely feel for you.
But I feel like there's always work you can do.
There is.
And there's always people that can help you. It just takes for you finding the right person.
Well, everyone that's saying stuff has good points about the soda and about the ghost and you're filming and you're... I hear it all, but I really do, just so the audience knows, I'm legit trying to get a ghost video for everybody, for myself, selfishly, but also for the audience. And I don't, pun intended, don't want to rest until I get it.
Okay. All right, any thoughts? You battling through it as well? And I'm just kind of curious, is there a sleep coach? Because I feel like I'm getting to the point where I could probably be a sleep coach here soon.
I've done the sleep study at Jupiter before, and I don't like people watching me when I sleep, so I was having trouble sleeping because they were watching me.
I'm the same way. I couldn't do that either. I don't trust people. It's a big part of it. And I know whenever my friends would fall asleep around us, bad things would happen to you. So I just feel like that's always the case.
If anybody listening in the medical community deals with sleep and they want a little lab rat, I am your person.
Okay.
And he's got insurance.
Yeah, let me be your lab study. I think I will, I don't know, maybe help you help me.
Okay. Okay, we got a round of Denny's or Animal here. Ashley is on from West Palm Beach to play along with us today. Hello, Ashley.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm good. I missed you guys. I was part of the Dirty Martini crew.
Yeah. I'm going to be having a meeting with our crew today to say, hey, let's think about trying to get that cocktails and karaoke going back again. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. It's people getting vaccinated. It's maybe about that time to start planning it out. Okay, here's what we got for you. We got a little sound. You got to just tell us if this is Denny's, our producer, making this, or if this is the real animal noise. We're going to start off here with a dolphin that is being fed a mackerel.
Ooh.
Okay. Dolphin being fed a mackerel. Okay. What do you think here? Denny's or animal?
Oh, look, it's a dolphin. Here, eat some mackerel.
That's a happy dolphin right
That
there.
is. Sounds hungry.
Yeah.
Did you guys tape that at your swimming pool?
Don't ruin the game, dog. Stop breaking down that fourth wall for the audience.
Yeah, I think, Ashley, you might know from Virginia's comments.
Thanks for the context clues, Virginia. I think it's Denny's.
Yes, it is.
And no, we did not use that at my swimming pool. We did this in the studio over here.
Sounded awesome.
What about this? We have a spider monkey that is eating Cheetos. There is a story out today that we're going to get to in full detail coming up in your Whacked Out News. There was a woman at a zoo in Texas that climbed a fence into a monkey enclosure over the weekend and started feeding the monkeys Flamin' Hot Cheetos. So what do you think here? We have maybe some audio here of a spider monkey eating Cheetos. Is this Denny's or Animal? Oh, delicious.
Are those Cheetos made out of tree bark?
They're very well. Cheetos are very crunchy.
Cheetos?
Yeah, it's Cheetos. Very crunchy and delicious. You can see why spider monkeys love them so much.
They got that mic right up on that spider monkey,
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, it's well mic'd. What do you think about that? Is that Denny's or Animal, Ashley?
I think that's Denny's eating some stale Cheetos there.
Yes.
Maybe using the bag.
Yes. He has the munchies, that spider monkey.
It does sound more like the bag of Cheetos than the actual
Yeah.
Cheeto.
And finally, we got a lot of stories about cicadas. Yesterday, we had a story where there was a taco shop in Virginia that is serving up cicada tacos. Today, there's a story about a candy shop in Maryland that's selling chocolate-covered cicadas. Apparently a real big issue. I don't really think we have them in Florida. I think they do have them in Georgia because I saw somewhere that the overall overpowering noise of the cicadas, some people thought were like alarms that were going off, the sounds of alarms.
It is a gross looking bug.
It
It
is.
looks like a beetle on steroids, and it looks horrifying.
Yeah, so this may not be something you can relate to if you spend a lot of time in South Florida, but what do you think about this? Is this actual cicadas chirping in the evening, or is this producer Denny's?
That's
Okay.
a tough one.
Yeah.
That's very tough, actually.
Save the toughest for last. Ashley, is that Denny's or Animal?
I'm going to say Animal on that one.
That is Animal, yeah. That's the real sound of cicadas.
Do you remember that round where someone legit lost Denny's or Animal?
I think I missed all three.
They got them wrong.
All three. It was stunning. Yeah, and I think they really felt bad because they were
did.
trying.
They were
Oh,
Well, Ashley, congratulations. Perfect score for you. True animal enthusiast. Thank you so much for playing along today.
Can I shout out my boys, Javi and Roman? They're in here freaking out because they've always wanted me to get on and play.
Yeah. What's up, boys?
And I have my autographed copy of Little Demon Girl from Denny's book that he wrote.
oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
He's a published author.
He is a poet. You know what? He's got so many gifts and
Yeah,
abilities.
we should sit him in here and tell him all of his talents. He loves when people do that.
He does. Huh? Just do a laundry list.
So uncomfortable.
Feeds off the compliments.
All right. Well,
Thank you guys so much.
thanks for playing along, Ashley.
Bye.
I think it's going to be interesting after the Friends reunion premieres this Thursday on HBO Max if they'll look back and say it was a success or not.
I was reading the social media comments on this thing on 3 different platforms, and it was not good. I get people are horrible people behind a keyboard. I get it. They say
Sure.
whatever they want, but it was overwhelmingly negative. For every 10 comments, there was one good one. Oh, I can't wait to see Friends.
What was the comments about why people didn't care?
Nobody asked for this. This is not what the fans wanted.
I thought people love Friends.
But it doesn't feel like it is what they wanted. So many shows are doing complete reboots. And Will and Grace are one of those shows where they're actually bringing the whole show back and doing another season. And just them sitting together on a sofa and talking and reminiscing about memories and things like that, I think for a lot of people that are even Friends fans, it feels a little unsatisfying. It just feels like, okay, well, I'm glad you're back together, but this isn't, no one asked for this.
Well, if you're going to do that kind of format, let's get real. Let's really dig deep. I know you're all mad about Matthew Perry probably slurring right now. I know there's been drama behind the scenes. If you're going to be the real actor, the person, then give us the dirt.
I think how it would work is if they had Oprah that would come in. If they're not going to do a show again, and maybe they shouldn't. Maybe that is the right move, that they shouldn't reboot and do another sitcom as Friends. But bring in Oprah and then do really get real and talk about those kind of things in a Harry and Meghan kind of way, where you're like, wow, that's really some fascinating stuff. And you get out those stories about episodes that you're like, whoa, I didn't realize that was going on at the time.
And the other comment I saw that was probably the most was how everybody looked. The negative comments about how they aged, the plastic surgery, just all of it. They got destroyed. But again, it's online.
True.
You don't go all the time online to feel fuzzy.
That's the tough thing also about nostalgia is when you bring these casts back after a while. The ones that seem to do well is where the cast looks really good. It's the ones where they don't really even look recognizable to what they used to be that it just feels off.
I didn't think they looked bad at all. I just think people are, again, rough about opinions.
I thought they'd all pretty held it up, man.
People are really harsh.
They are. They're very harsh, and I cannot stand Friends. But I mean, that was one of the. They looked fine. They did not. The comments did not match what was going on.
Well, are they doing it for money? I'd say they're all doing okay. I don't know if it would be for money. I'm just really trying to figure out, because they seem to be making a lot of money in syndication. Why are they doing this? Now, it's kind of interesting to see a breakdown of how much money the cast of Friends made. Their first season, they only made $22,000 per episode. Before the second season, they all got together and they said, we're not going to start shooting until we each make $100,000 per episode.
Oh, I'm sure they love dealing with them.
And then by the final season of Friends, they were each making $1 million for every episode.
Wow.
You know there's so much legit behind-the-scenes drama with what's going on. You can't have all that money and that big of a cast.
That's what would be fascinating if they really talked about if Matthew Perry had pill problems during the show, what kind of issues that caused. Were there any type of call-em outs that they had done? Did they have an intervention with him?
I mean, the good stories are great, reminiscent, I get it, but it's only got to be just one level of the whole thing.
It doesn't feel like enough for what HBO Max is paying. That's why I wonder when they look back, are they going to be satisfied that they paid the amount of money they did for this Friends reunion with how many people are going to check it out? What I thought was interesting, can you put the Friends cast in order of who has the highest net value to the lowest?
Jennifer Aniston's got the highest.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Jennifer Aniston, number one, yes, $300 million. And a lot of the extra non-Friends money is mostly endorsements.
Yeah, she pushes that oatmeal lotion.
Okay.
I'm going to go...
Water. She's smart water, too, I think.
Do you think Kudrow is number 2?
Maybe Courtney Cox.
But what is she doing, though? Kudrow's, I see Kudrow always acting.
Kudrow's working still, yeah.
But
Okay.
Schwimmer's out there a lot.
What's your answer?
Maybe too much. I'm going to go with... Let's go Schwimmer. We'll go against my gut.
Virginia, do you agree?
I don't know if I agree. I'm going Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox is correct.
In your face, Pennington.
Well, you should get it.
Take a nap.
She has a production company that does well, and she's worth $150 million, but her net value is only half of Jennifer Aniston's.
Wow.
So it really drops off.
It really drops off from Jennifer Aniston to everybody else.
Damn, that oatmeal lotion pays.
Who do you think would be third if we're talking about highest net value to lowest of the Friends cast? Jennifer Aniston, number 1, Courtney Cox, 2. Who's number 3?
I'll go Schwimmer.
All right, let's go Schwimmer.
Gonna go Schwimmer.
Damn it. Why did I listen to you?
I got the first one right.
That was the easiest one ever.
It was.
It is Matthew Perry.
Oh.
He's worth $120 million, mainly from property investments.
Look at him.
Number 4, who would that be? You've only got 3 left.
Kudrow.
Show me Schwimmer.
Okay, Jaybird is going Schwimmer. Virginia, though, is correct. She definitely knows the Friends cast better than Jaybird.
You got to drop this love you got for Schwimmer.
You're right.
It's not serving you.
I don't have no love. I don't know what's going on.
Lisa Kudrow, 4th. She's worth $90 million. Who's 5th?
It's Schwimmer. No, Schwimmer's last then. I'll go.
No, Schwimmer's not last.
Who else is left? Oh, it's Joey's acting.
LeBlanc.
LeBlanc is 5th. No, you're right. Joey's last.
LeBlanc is last.
LeBlanc?
LeBlanc is last.
You're right, LeBlanc is last.
Oh, LeBlanc.
It's close. Schwimmer is at $85 million. Outside of Friends, it's mainly from still doing some acting gigs, and he's got a theater company, and Matt LeBlanc, $80 million.
I mean, they're all right in the same area.
They're all doing good.
Well, that's the point. Not that any of them really, it looks like, had to do this HBO Max thing. And when it's all said and done, will the Friends cast be happy they did it? And most importantly, is HBO Max going to be happy that they did it? So
if you're going to do it, just do an hour special, like a legit hour special. Where are they now? Kind of Friends. You show Ross and Rachel, and then be done with it.
may not be more than that.
Yeah.
That may be what you get. That may be what HBO Max paid all these millions of dollars for coming up on Thursday. Oh, we got some great posts. Thank you guys so much for sending these in here. It can be from any social media platform that you see, a little digital drama here. There's really been some funny ones on Nextdoor. Man, I even see some good ones in my neighborhood. I'm in a jerky, weird neighborhood, man. Really,
Every neighborhood has bizarre Nextdoor postings. I see the weirdest stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's so juicy, though.
Well, people are always doing the snapshots, screenshots, and they're sending it to us. So thank you for that. Don't send me the links. A lot of times I can't get into your Nextdoor, so do a screenshot.
Screenshot it.
And then send it to mail@kvjshow.com. I love this post. It says, do not trust sauce tub sellers. A seller on this site claimed to have a bathtub full of chicken sauce, which they would sell you by the ladleful. First, they wouldn't allow any dipping to sample the sauce, and then they wouldn't allow me to use my own ladle. They used their own ladle, and it was very small, and I don't know how it was washed. When I got home, the sauce was not chicken sauce. Do not fall for this scam. Who is selling chicken sauce out of a tub, and then who's actually buying it?
I gotta tell you, a lot of people will. Remember when I went down on the side of the street and sold raw steaks to people, and they were buying them left and right, and I was in my pajamas? People are into food, and they will get it off of anybody.
People love a deal.
They do.
And if they feel like they're going to get a deal on something, you got their attention.
She's not lying, man. People love a deal, especially on food.
This other post, somebody said, it says, vandalism. I come home early a.m. because I work third shift, and every dang time there is a mud pile on my doorstep. It smells so awful, and I am usually trying to eat my Hardee's biscuit when walking to my front door. So 9 out of 10 times, I have to set the biscuit in the fridge and then eat it later. I don't know if it is stinky mud or a leaking from somebody's lower end, but please stop whatever it is. I have called non-emergency police, and they said it's probably just somebody who's pranking me. Now my dog is starting to eat it, and I'm worried that she's going to get a disease. So please, please quit. Stinky mud?
You need a Ring doorbell.
You do.
This will be solved very quickly.
Yeah, we can solve this mystery.
Yeah, Ring doorbells are awesome for stuff like this.
Somebody else just quickly put up, gunshot. If you heard a gunshot, it was me, and it was an accident.
I kind of like that one.
That's a good use of Nextdoor, actually. I want to grab Denny's for this one because this is a little bit more of a thread that went off here. I think this one was from the Gram. We've got Misty, Jessica, and also Amy in this. I'll have Jaybird be Misty, Virginia, you can be Jessica, and Denny's, you'll be Amy.
Okay, we got this.
I just realized that my daughter is definitely the prettiest out of everyone in her friend group. I'm not sure why she even hangs out with some of those girls.
Wow, Misty, that's pretty mean. I can't believe you would post something like this. My daughter is part of that group with your daughter.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
Well, here's some truth for you. You're definitely not the prettiest in our friends group. You got busted teeth, a crooked nose, and your roots are gray. So, should we stop hanging with you?
Here comes Amy. And your daughter isn't the prettiest in the friends group. Have you actually looked at your daughter's makeup? It looks like she does it with crayons. It is a mess.
Dang. Misty, what happened to your wine direct sales business you had going on? Did you just drink all of the wine? Last year, you told us you were going to be a mom blogger. You did one blog about the struggles of motherhood, and it was full of grammar errors.
You guys are just jealous. And I'm doing something with my life. You, Amy, and the other moms are boring. I'm tired of sitting around hearing everyone talk about their husbands and vacations. It's exhausting. Consider yourself blocked.
I think she did drink all that wine.
Oh, she's hammered on that.
Hammered.
It always makes for a good social media post.
And she's not blocking anybody. She needs the drama.
Right, she does. We got tickets to the Jonas Brothers when they come to the I Think Financial Amphitheater on October 17th with Kelsey Ballerini. Do we have somebody that will ask a probing question that is tough enough that we will not answer?
Bring it. I don't give up nothing.
Yeah, he hasn't got good sleep, so he might be the best one to ask.
So I usually give the answer. I think people want the tickets. I think they're coming for your weak asses.
Yeah, we'll see what we wind up getting here. People even texting some of them in. We prefer the calls if you can. 877-979-WRMF. Only guideline is we're not going to do anything financial. Social security numbers, addresses, salary, that kind of stuff. So other than that, everything is fair game to try to stump us here. Roxanne's going to start off from Fort Pierce. Roxanne, what is your question and for whom? And ask us anything.
Should I ask multiple?
Sure. Go ahead, Roxanne.
I'd like to ask all of you then.
Okay.
What is your political party affiliation?
That's easy.
Okay.
That's easy for me.
Yeah, they say don't talk politics.
I don't have one.
Yeah, I am a registered independent.
I
Always
am
have
too.
been. Yeah.
I think I'm so turned off by politics now. There's so much fighting and everyone's so right or wrong. I want to go to the woods. I want to look at a mountain. I want to look at some trout swimming.
Okay.
I want peace.
Virginia?
Yeah, I've got my little card right here. Where's that dumb voter registration card I got? It says no political party affiliation. I refuse to commit myself to any of these jerk-offs.
Okay.
Yep, no party affiliation right there.
All right.
It's
There you go.
because it's become greater than what
Yeah.
it's something that's different now. It's a mess out there when it
I'm
comes
going
to
to pick
politics.
people, not parties.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the
That's
try,
why-
Roxanne. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I thought I had y'all, because I know it's a big battle out there, but
Aw.
I figured
Yeah.
all y'all would be
Roxanne, it was a good try, and we love you like nothing.
Oh, thank you. I love you guys too. Y'all have a good day.
You
Okay.
too,
Roxanne's
cutie.
great. Love
Roxanne is great.
We love her.
Yep. That was a good stab there.
Tried.
Yeah, she did. Absolutely. Okay, let's get into some other ones here. We got Victoria from Wellington. Victoria, yes, go on ahead. What is your question and who is it for here? And ask us anything trying to stump us to get those Jonas Brothers tickets.
It's for you, Kevin.
Okay.
The real reason on why you are not able to socially be out with Jason and Virginia anymore, like you were in the past, where you were all pals.
Well, yeah, that's a great question. Well, first of all, the pandemic happened, and that kind of set everybody at home, and so
Before
the pandemic?
It started. It started before the pandemic.
Did
Are
it?
you talking about where we hang out on our personal lives and not a
Yeah,
KVJ
yeah.
event?
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So before the pandemic, the only thing that I can tell you as far as that, I'm not like banned from hanging out with Virginia and Jason, and there's nothing on that. One, I've talked a little bit about this. My wife has social anxiety, and so she doesn't, and never has really liked going out in crowds. And when she did, she used to drink a little bit to kind of loosen her up so it was easier. And then with kids, and as they got older, acting a fool sometimes, the kids would remind her of that. And our daughter one time posted a TikTok video of how people see my parents, and then this is how I see them. And it was like a distinguished photo, and the other one was us after we'd been drinking, where I'm like laying in the front yard after a boat trip we had with KVJ. And my wife's eyes are like, ugh, and that really embarrassed my wife. And she said, that's how I look when I'm drinking. And so she doesn't like going into situations where there is a lot of raucous drinking going on for that reason, because it's tough for her to say no and to abstain. And so we don't do a lot of those. And, a lot of Virginia's events, there's a lot of drinking that's going on in situations like that.
I go over to Kevin's house at least once a week to, do show. It's not like we're banned from, and I also know the weekends are very important to the Queen. She wants Kevin time.
Yeah, she does. And she's kind of I don't know what, I think the pandemic has turned her a little bit more into a hermit. Like we had talked about, what is that condition, the cave syndrome or whatever?
Yeah.
I think she's got a case of that. And so I am trying to get her out a little bit more because it's not just you guys, it's everybody. Like even, my cousins. I'm like, hey, let's get out and hang out with people a little bit more. She's gotten a little bit too comfortable.
At home.
Yes.
A lot of people have done that. If you've got the social anxiety, the COVID was kind of a pass for you to say, nope, we're staying home.
She tells me all the time, she's like, I love this. She's like, I've never been happier. And
it's an adjustment now to have to go back to regular, and it's going to be hard for her.
It is. It's tough. And so it's because I'm a social animal. I love it, and I love going out. And, to a point, I do act a little bit of a fool, too. It didn't bother me, that video. I'm like going, hey, look, I look kind of funny. But,
I'm having a good time.
I'm having a great time. Leave me alone. Daddy likes to drink. So it's not being allowed. It's just trying to help my wife feel a little bit more comfortable.
And keep the peace and keep the happy in your marriage.
Yeah, it's not something that she enjoys doing. And it's not just you guys. Other people would be going, they don't hang with us with our crazy drinking either. So
yeah, you've matured. Me and Jason haven't.
Yeah, when you get kids shaming you, it changes you.
Unlike the Raging Cajun, I don't always have to drink to have a good time. I'm not always bombed like everyone thinks I am.
But that was a very good question. Thank you very much, Victoria. Christine, everybody's coming for me today. Christine, you've got a question here. Ask us anything, seeing if we won't answer. This is a question for me. Is that right, Christine?
It is, which I first want to say I love you guys. I've been listening to you guys forever since I was in elementary school, and I'm 23 now, since What Is Magnolia Saying?
Aww.
I've been listening to you guys forever.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
thank you.
Yes, my question is for you, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
It's public knowledge that you haven't gotten any from the Queen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And from the conversations you guys have, it just kind of seems like you're not happy in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So at any time in your relationship with the Queen, have you ever thought, I want to get a divorce, I don't want to be with this woman anymore?
I think there's moments that have come up where I think every marriage is good times and bad times. And you're sitting there saying, gosh, you have peaks and valleys. And there are times you're like, it's just not working out. There are times where you're like, well, man, I really want to go get really smashed with Virginia right now.
The thing I always hear is about the sex stuff, and you've addressed it a lot. I think a lot of people don't believe you that it's not that big of a deal to you because you'll say, oh, it's not a big deal. We do things in other ways. Is it a big deal that you don't get any at all? Does it bother you?
No, it's not. It's not a massive deal. I mean, to me, the most important thing's where I am in my life. Now, if you were talking to 21-year-old Kev, 22, I mean, come on, man. That's the years you got to be getting some action. I'm 47 now, and so not to say sex isn't ever important at any age. It should be, and it should be better. And we got a lot of stuff that we got to work on, the Queen and I. As far as what's important to me, being a good parent, being a good husband, having a good partner. I do know a lot of people older in life, really having a good companion is a big part of what they want. And the Queen is my best friend. We laugh a lot, and we have a really good time. On Saturday, we went to Disney Springs together, and it's not often we take time alone. And when we did, we had an amazing time. And it reminds me that there's really nobody else. If I were to be married, it would only be to her. And for that reason, that she is like my best friend, and she's the best companion that I could want.
I got to ask you, because I am a journalist. Do you get a case of the hornies? Do you oh, man, I really would like to have sex today. Man, it would be really nice.
Honestly, I even had that survey not long ago. There's a lot of people that enjoy sex more with themselves. Even if they got the option.
So, my boy gets the hornies.
He still gets it.
Oh, yeah. Still happens. Still happens. But yeah, that is a really good question. So yeah, I mean, I think there's moments where you're thinking, okay, and there's probably moments where the big D word has even come out. But I think, we've got 20 plus years, we've got 3 kids, we've got a lot of things invested in together. If we were miserable every single day and we couldn't stand each other and we go retreat to different corners of the house and we had that kind of thing going on where she's living her life and I live mine, then yeah, divorce would be a good idea. But when I'm not working, we spend all of our time together. So, and I do enjoy being with her. So, great questions. All right, man, I've gone through a lot here.
Keep going.
Line 4
else.
is for Kevin. Line 5 is for
He's
Kevin.
on the ropes. Keep
Line
going
6
after
is for Kevin.
Okay, let's pick on somebody else here real quick. This is Ask Us Anything. If we don't answer the question, you get Jonas Brothers tickets. Let's see here with Nicole from Fort Pierce. You got a question for somebody other than Kevin. Who is it and what's your question?
Hey guys, Virginia, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Who is your favorite child?
Oh, yeah. That's a solid one.
That's a real solid one.
Yeah.
And you have
Sorry,
an
I'm a
answer
mom, too,
because
so.
you told me on Saturday. There's definitely one that's on top.
Well, when I think about the child that causes me the least grief, that the child that is the easiest and most lovely to deal with, it's Magnolia. Rocco is hard. He is difficult. He does not give me what she gives me as far as like love, and like Rocco will even tell me to like leave a room because he wants to snuggle with Daddy and I'm in the way. So Daddy is his favorite parent. Magnolia is my favorite child.
Well, hearing about your guys' lives are really kind of depressing me.
Okay, that was a really good try. It's a solid question, Nicole. Usually gets people. I actually didn't know if Virginia was going to answer that or not.
Yeah, good job, Raging Cajun.
Okay.
Ruin your family, but keep the show alive.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
it's a fact in my family. Everybody knows Rocco loves Daddy more than Mommy. He will tell Daddy and Mommy this a lot.
Really? Okay.
So, yeah.
So if he's not going to choose you, why choose him back?
If you're going to dish it out, you better be able to take it.
You're teaching him a lesson.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. We got a lot of people that are like, oh, the lines are jammed. I can't get through. I got some good questions here, too, that are coming in. We got Josh from Miami. He's got actually one, I believe, for Jaybird. Yes, hello, Josh.
Good morning, KVJ.
Good morning.
Okay, so what is your question for Jaybird here, Josh?
All right, guys, let's stop playing games. These questions were way too easy.
Okay.
Let's bring in the heavy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk to Jason.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you just call him heavy?
Don't make this about my weight.
Mr. Pennington.
Yes, sir. What do you got?
What is the first and last name of the girl that got away?
First and last name? Well, I don't even know if she got, to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't even say she got away. In retrospect, I'm going to say that on the air, and it's not true. I don't know if anyone's gotten away, to be quite honest with you. Can you be a little bit more specific?
There's got to be a girl. There's got to be a girl because you're an enigma. Your love life is an enigma. It's a mystery. You know, there's got to be a reason.
Well, there's major reasons. Yeah, I totally agree. There's definitely reasons why. There's some things I like to keep private. You got the witch up in my Kool-Aid about everything. And when that tends to happen, sometimes it turns into a bit on the air. And then that can get a little weird for people who are not in radio. Sometimes not everyone likes to be on the air, and that could be a problem sometimes. I just noticed that. But first and last name, I'll give you, how about this? I'll give you this. I will give you first and last name of somebody that I did love, that I had a long relationship with. Her name was Elizabeth Safeli. That was my ex-girlfriend. She was somebody that I dated with for a long time. We're still friends. We still talk. But
still want it?
I like being single. I don't think I'm great in relationships.
Does she still want it?
That you'd have to ask. You have to interview her. I'm sure this is going to...
What's her number?
This is going to blow up.
Oh, you'll hear from her today.
But I also don't want to give up the tickets either. I have a reputation. No, I've got nothing bad to say about my ex. I really got nothing bad to say about anybody when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know, but
if you had to name one that got away.
Well, that was one that I was.
Somebody's saying he's trying to ask you about Macy.
That's Macy.
Okay.
That is Macy. Yes,
Okay.
that would be Macy. We were on and off for a long time. And I didn't talk about it a long because I'm not comfortable talking about that stuff sometimes because it does require a lot. It can blow up in your face, and I'm a little bit more out there on the air than Kevin and Virginia. I do crazier things, and a lot of people don't get that. So there's a lot of explaining to do sometimes, and sometimes I'm not down with explaining all the time. Now, with that said, Liz was very good with my job. Very good when it came to my job. Did not give me crap about any of that. I'm not good at dealing with relationships and having this gig, if that makes sense.
Why do you think you and Liz aren't together?
I don't think I like relationships. I think that, and I don't want to blow up. He just asked for a name, so I'm not going to get to it. The intimate problems are
Virginia's
relationship.
taking a run with it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I was Oprah.
I feel like sometimes I'm very good in the beginning, and then drama starts to happen, and
you run for the hills.
I think when you commit to anything where half of your heart's involved, I don't think it's going to be great results.
He runs for the hills
Okay.
and hides like Bigfoot.
Okay.
Did I answer it enough?
All right. There you go. I think
Yeah.
you gave a name. That's what
I mean,
Josh was looking for. Okay.
Oh, have fun with that phone call later.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Josh. Yeah,
I
that
said
was
nothing
good.
but great things.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Let me see here. Jen from Sunrise. She's going to go back down the relationship path with Bird. Jen, what is your question for Jay Bird?
Good morning, KVJ.
Good morning.
Morning.
What do you got?
I feel so guilty asking this now. He just gave me a beautiful layup for this question. I'm so sorry, Jay Bird, but I really want to get these tickets.
Sure.
And in all fairness, I've asked you this before, and you refused to answer it. I'm going to throw it back at you again. Name your most recent girlfriend and her worst trait as your girlfriend.
Okay.
My most recent girlfriend and her worst trait? Well, she
What
was.
you didn't like about her as your girlfriend.
Well, okay, it's not even a worst trait on her end, but I will.
Oh,
damn
boy.
it.
Yeah.
Ticket.
He's thinking.
Can you give me
Come on,
10
Jay Bird.
seconds to think this over?
Just think about it.
Let me think
Don't
about
rush
this because I already
this.
got one situation.
You're already going to get a call from one girl later. Let's not make it two. Or let's make it two.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you get the tickets.
All right. Look at that.
She gets it.
That's a smart giveaway.
I could be mean.
Yeah. That's a smart giveaway. Jen, nice job on that.
Nice job. You broke him, Jen.
You cracked the code. You know the weakness. You go for Jaybird and his old ladies.
I want to get into Jay Bird and his.
To let him go.
Yes, I know, right? Well, congratulations. We're going to hook you up with those tickets. You get to go see the Jonas Brothers with Kelsey Ballerini October 17th at I Think Financial, okay?
Thank you, KVJ. Love you all. Love you, Jay Bird.
Love you too. That's a great
Jen.
question.
That
Good
was.
question.
Good job, Jen.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Yeah, good. So many people on meth. Ow!
Yeah. Well, we had this earlier today in Denny's or Animal. This was a woman at a zoo in Texas. She climbed a fence into a monkey enclosure over the weekend and started feeding the monkeys flaming hot Cheetos. Just crazy. And here are the monkeys there eating the Cheetos. Clearly the monkey loved the Cheetos.
That may not be the actual audio.
No? Oh, okay. Okay. No, I believe this is the actual audio.
These are primates we're talking about here, so they can do some substantial damage to you. They have large canines. They may be small monkeys, but they are extremely strong. They could take you to the ground if they wanted to. Anything that we have, they can get as well. So COVID was no different. So for someone to just go in there and give them food from their hands could just ruin that. It's going to take a really long time to get them back to where they were and to get them back training.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Assuming maybe, was she hammered? Like, what's going on? The zoo is pressing charges, and this woman has already been fired from her job, and she was working as a litigation assistant at a law firm.
It is. You have to be drinking.
She must have been hammered.
You think so?
Yeah.
Think so. There's a private zoo in Wisconsin that says an alligator might be on the loose in the area. But there's no need to freak out because apparently this alligator is very docile. I mean, I would imagine in Wisconsin, if you see an alligator just walking on the streets, you may not know exactly how to relate to it.
It's not like it's South Florida and it's normal.
Right. There you go. Interesting. There's a woman in Ohio that said that she had an encounter with a 7-foot-tall Bigfoot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
How about that? Ohio is quietly becoming Bigfoot country. There's been 309 reported Bigfoot sightings in the state. A lot of them in my old stomping grounds. In fact, this sighting just about an hour and a half from where I grew up.
Yeah.
In Ohio.
The Bigfoot sightings have definitely increased.
This 20-year-old woman said she was leaving a gym around midnight when she saw a big hairy creature that was gray. First of all, she is definitely lying because nobody in Ohio goes to the gym in this part of the state around midnight. I promise you that. I don't even think they have gyms that are open past 6 p.m. in this part of the state. But she said it was too large to be human and it moved way too fast to be a person. The area was about 80 miles from Salt Fork State Park, the home of an annual Bigfoot conference and another recent Bigfoot sighting. So that's right next to where I'm from. And I even got you a shirt from that area.
I love it. I still wear it all the time.
Yeah.
These stories are great for the Bigfoot Festival marketing and
They
merch.
have it there, yeah.
Oh, they're selling so much merch.
People always ask, well, how come we never find any bones, no remains of Bigfoot around? Well, how many other animals? There's a lot of animals out there you don't really find the remains of. There's a ton. If you look it up,
okay.
There's species where they die, they go away, and you don't find their bones. So
when they die, they disappear, kind of like Jedi Knights.
Kind of like that, or maybe they're doing something different with the bones. Maybe animals taking them, but there are animals out there that their bones aren't always discovered.
Oh, there you go. Jaybird's got an answer. There's a 60-year-old woman in Clearwater that got arrested last Thursday for assaulting her boyfriend by throwing soiled dog pads at him.
What did he do?
Hey, that's a pad that you put down in the dog's poo and pee on him. And then after that, she sprayed him in the face with Windex. Maybe she had to clean the urine off of him. Now she's facing charges for domestic battery. That's pretty gnarly. 41-year-old Tyler Warden of Vero Beach struck his daughter in the face with a slice of pizza, then got arrested for battery. When police arrived, his 20-year-old had tomato sauce on the left side of her face, and the ground near the residence's front door was covered with pizza toppings.
Wow.
His daughter told police that her dad, Tyler, came to her home to drop a pizza off, but when she told him that she wasn't feeling well and asked him to leave, he began arguing with her. When the woman tried to close the front door, Pops allegedly threw a pizza slice at his daughter, striking her in the face. And when the cops got there, they said Pops had a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage on his breath.
Oh, she was just trying to get rid of him because he was annoying and drunk.
Drunk dad.
And then he threw pizza and hit her in the face with it.
Yeah.
Dang.
There's a woman in Utah that got arrested after she broke into another woman's home and attacked her with an axe. She tried to hit the victim with the axe, but she blocked it with a baseball bat.
Oh, my.
She then hit the woman several times with the handle of the axe, and a witness of the incident intervened by separating the women. But, I mean, who wants to step in the middle of that?
That's crazy. Yeah, you're going to get hit with an axe if you jump in the middle.
Yeah. Here's a guy that may have flipped off the handle a little too much. A man in Iowa set his neighbor's house on fire because they didn't mow his lawn.
It's a little intense.
It's extreme. Are you sure that's the only reason?
That's all they got in the story. Pretty crazy. And this is pretty amazing. Scientists partially restored the sight of a blind man using gene therapy. We're curing blindness with gene therapy.
Is that real?
I don't know. I these blind stories get me excited. Like the last time you said the Russians cured blindness.
Yeah. That is some crazy stuff there if it's true. And how long do you think you could survive in the wilderness?
45 minutes.
See, some days I think 45 minutes, and then sometimes I think 45 years. It really depends on what I'm going through mentally.
They say the average person thinks they could survive 16 days.
Not a chance.
Even though less than 1 in 5 says they could actually start a fire if they only had flint. Could you start a fire if you only had flint?
Yeah, a guy named Flint that knew about fire? Absolutely.
Hey, Flint, start the fire. We're good.
I don't even know what Flint looks like. Like, if you handed me Flint and I was holding Flint and you said start a fire, I wouldn't even know I had the tools.
I'm with the witch on this one. I went camping with Bigfoot, and everyone was blaming me for that fire that was... I know nothing about camping or fires.
Can't blame me for the fire. I didn't start it.
Your friends knew you didn't start the fire or pitch the tent. We all knew that.
Time for a round of Google Family Feud. I put a line into Google, and you got to try to guess one of the first 5 search options that it gives me for a point. Okay. Tell me what you think here. First one that I put into Google. How do I get rid of? How do I get rid of? One of the first 5 options. Virginia, I'll let you go first here to try to get a point. How do I get rid of? What did Google fill in the rest of the sentence with?
Show me acne.
Gonna go with acne. How to get rid of acne? No, but that's a good one.
Curses.
I was really surprised I wasn't on there. That's why I kept looking. All right, Jaybird, take a guess at this. What do you think?
How to get rid of a yeast infection. Only talking about the yeasty boys.
How to get rid of a yeast infection?
I can help you.
That is in there.
Oh! Yeasty boys.
Yeah. Very impressive. Okay.
Oh, it's embarrassing, and you don't want to, you have to Google it.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, it shouldn't be embarrassing, ladies. No stigma here.
All right, Denny's.
A lot of times it's the man's fault because of the bacteria on the penis. Okay, so if we want to break down the yeast infection, it's your fault.
Of course, it's a guy's fault.
We're trying to make this a gender war.
Yeah.
Your fault, penis.
Denny's, what do you think? How do I get rid of? How did Google fill in the blank?
I put fat. How do I get rid of fat?
How do I get rid of fat? Survey says yes, belly fat
Wow.
is in there. Very nice. Okay, other things that it had on here. It had how do I get rid of hiccups?
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Hold your breath, they say, doesn't work. But if you hold your breath and kind of gently punch your stomach, I find the hiccups go away.
Punch your stomach?
Gently punch your... Hold your breath like this and then go... And I find the hiccups, they disappear.
But what about the rib bruises?
Well, that's prevalent.
Also, they got the dandruff and they got a headache.
Okay, yeah, dandruff.
That dandruff, baking soda and use conditioner, and it gets it all out.
Oh, look at you, Martha Stewart.
Okay, Jaybird and Denny's walking away with the point in that round. All right, next up, Google Family Feud. I typed in, does milk make you ... Fill in the blank. What were the options that Google gave me? I'll start with Jaybird in this round. What do you think is one of the 5 options, first 5 options that Google gave me?
Does milk make me horny?
Horny?
You got on me for the yeasty boys, and I nailed it, so step off.
Okay, survey says, does milk make you horny?
I took a chance.
Yeah.
Took a chance.
It's good for the bones.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, which bone?
Denny's, let you go next.
I went with bloated.
Does milk make you bloated?
I almost wrote farty. Probably
Okay.
better.
All right.
Bloated, farty, kind of the same.
All right, Virginia, let's see if you can get one here. What do you think?
A person who should never drink milk.
Oh my gosh. If you give me a milkshake, you better run the other way.
Yeah.
I would never give you a milkshake.
Rocco had like a half a milkshake that he didn't finish the other day, and I was like, I love milkshakes, but they're going to rip me apart. I drank it, and I was miserable. I'm going to say fart, Kevin.
Gonna say fart. Survey says.
Whoa. What? So all our answers
How
are
did we
done.
all get a goose egg?
Yeah, I guess it was somewhat close, but the correct answer would have been, does milk make you poop? Is what other people, I guess, look for on that. Other options it gave you was, does milk make you taller? fat, constipated, or sleepy?
Does milk help with you poop? Does it help with your bowel movements?
I don't think so, but you can Google it. A lot of people do, apparently.
I just want to do my Cal joke.
It helps some of us.
Okay, Virginia has a goose egg so far.
Dang. How embarrassing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, as we go into third round here of Google Family Feud. All right, fill in the blank here. When you type in "my cat won't stop," what were the first 5 options that my Google gave me? Denny's, get to start off this round. My cat won't stop ...
Shedding.
Won't stop shedding. Okay, feel good about that. Shedding, all right.
Shedding.
Survey says no, not in the top 5 on that. Virginia, back to you. What do you think? My cat won't stop. What?
My cat can't stop, won't stop. No. Let me think here. What do cats do that's annoying? Don't they always try to kill things?
I mean, so Nikki, how long have we got here?
They do kill a lot, Virginia.
Damn. Can we get a cat in here? I think cats try to attack animals. My cat won't stop attacking other animals.
You don't feel good about that, do you?
I don't feel good about that.
I know you don't.
You worked it out.
Because they don't sound that good.
I felt better about fart.
My cat won't stop attacking other animals. No, survey says. Yeah, that's a no. Jaybird.
We had a cat back in Lake Park that would not stop doing this. It was a problem. My cat will not stop humping. Humping cat.
My cat won't stop humping.
It's in heat. It's always being sexual.
Okay, my cat won't stop. Survey says humping. No. Goose egg for everybody on that one. The top 5 options. My cat won't stop meowing, sneezing, throwing up, eating, and biting me. My cat won't stop biting me.
I cannot believe the humping is not in there.
I know. Yeah, apparently a lot of people aren't Googling
I
that.
think he's calling into question your numbers, Kevin.
No, I'm not.
You got to go question Google.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's all Google's fault. Okay, let's see if we can get a winner here because we got a tie with
right.
Jaybird and Denny's.
I mean, this over here beat you, Virginia.
Virginia's yet to get a point.
Damn it.
And Google Family Feud.
I can't finish the game like this.
Yeast infection got a point.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about this one? When you type in "sunscreen is," what are the first 5 options that Google gives you? Sunscreen is. How does it finish the sentence? Virginia, back to you. Sunscreen is. What comes up in Google?
Sunscreen is toxic.
Sunscreen is toxic. Survey says.
There's some ingredient they used to put in sunscreen, or some of them put in sunscreen that's actually bad for you. And it's really? Why y'all setting us up like that?
Okay. All right. Interesting. Virginia making this pretty interesting here. She's tied up the game. Jaybird.
Come on, yeasty boys.
Possibly get a win if you can get one here.
Do I go weird worked out for Yeasty Boys, but it also has backfired for me. And the more I work it out, the more I forget the question. What's the question, Kevin? Sunscreen.
Sunscreen is. How does Google finish that sentence? First 5 options. Virginia got one of them with toxic.
Sunscreen is tough to. Well, I don't want to say that because it's kind of dirty. But
I think I know where we're
Yeah.
You're using sunscreen as lube?
Well, that's pretty much it. Is sunscreen good for lube?
What SPF though?
I mean, I think you gotta go
Sunscreen
deep. You
is
gotta go forward.
good for lube.
Is it good? Yeah. Is sunscreen good for lube? And
Okay.
it's not.
Survey says.
I wanted it.
man.
I wanted it so bad.
Denny's, you could get a win if you can get one of the 4 remaining options that Google says. Sunscreen is.
Sticky? Are they making a declarative statement?
Sunscreen is sticky. Survey says. No. The other options is sunscreen is bad for you. Actually, Virginia even said that.
Oh, jeez.
Important. Sunscreen is burning my face. and sunscreen is the new margarine.
Okay. What? So you hear something like that, you don't feel so bad about
The
your
new
answers.
margarine?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to cook with it?
Do butter.
Okay. Final round for a tiebreaker here. Google Family Feud. Jaybird, are hot dogs, how does Google fill it in? Are hot dogs?
Are hot dogs made from pig butt, H?
Made from...
Well, yeah, maybe not that specific.
Pigs.
Is
Pig
hot dog-
rectum.
Yeah, is hot dogs made from pig's rectum?
Made from pigs' behind, survey says.
You think that'd be Google?
I would thank you, Denny.
Yeah, Google does not have that as the first 5 options. Denny's, what do you think here? Are hot dogs what? ... What does Google fill in the blank with?
Bad for you.
Are hot dogs bad for you? Survey says yes. Denny's could get the win if Virginia blows this. Virginia, what do you think? Are hot dogs ...
Gross.
Are
other
hot
guess.
dogs gross? All right. Survey says no. Denny's pulls off the win.
Big D.
Look, a win for Denny's is a loss for the witch.
All right. The options are hot dogs healthy, keto friendly, bad for dogs, and the controversial statement are hot dogs sandwiches.
Oh, that's right.
We should have done. Man.
Yeah, that's what Google says. One of the top options.
Blew it.
Yeah. It's been crazy dry. We have really not had any kind of rain whatsoever since we started Weagle versus Ankle, and he's been nailing it. So's your ankle.
My ankle's been feeling in great shape. That's why I know there's no wetness coming, Virginia.
Okay.
After spraining his ankle, Jaybird says he knows when it's coming. And is your ankle saying any rain today?
There's gonna be no rain again today, guys. I'm sorry. I can only give you the truth here. I do like the fact that Steve Weagle is making his predictions of the weather, and people are they call him out and go, "Yeah, Jaybird's already tackled this."
The ankle already said it's going to be windy.
Yeah. Poor guys, you got to deal with their goofiness.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm just trying to do my job.
He went to school. He's a legit leader. I'm this goof ass over here.
I like the goof ass.
Yeah, looking like Steve Weagle's station is not really giving any chance for rain today. Only
Yeah.
a 1% chance of rain.
It's gonna be a dry afternoon, unfortunately, boys.
Okay. All right. So dry.
Thank you, Jaybird. Thank you, ankle.
That's right. You're welcome. All right. Coming up here, we got the KVJ After the Show podcast. You can watch it live on YouTube. Going to be getting to that here in just about 5 to 10 minutes. It's always on demand as well. You can even watch it on your flat screen TV or on your mobile devices. Easy to do. Before we do that, Jaybird, if you would, wrap us up with your thought for the day.
I don't know if you're gonna like this one, because I wouldn't say it's positive, but it makes you think a little bit.
We didn't like yesterday, so.
Yeah, good point. Consider how hard it is to change yourself, and you'll understand what little chance you have in trying to change others.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually.
Perspective.
I like it. Good stuff, Bird.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.